Hello, receiver. I've been playing video games for almost as long as I can remember. When I consider what my favorite part of a video game is, what would bring me back to it throughout my life would be the setting. For me, the setting is everything. I know that maybe we could argue that the plot is more important, or the game's mechanics or graphics, but to this I have the cliché response that has now been used for decades, that a video game's immersive capability is not determined by the complexity of its mechanics or the level of detail when you zoom into a player's face. To me, what makes a game immersive is an alluring setting that drives you to explore. Some of my favorite examples of games that achieve this are typical, such as Fallout 3 or New Vegas, the Borderlands series, and Bioshock 1 and 2, which are as timeless as they are immersive. While my time playing games has been fulfilling and even moving at times, I do think that I have missed out on the full experience of these games due to my moral boundaries. Every time I finish one of these games, I have almost no reason to replay them, because I know I'll make all the same decisions that I made in my first playthrough. This is because every time I encounter a situation in the game where I need to make a decision, I will predictably always choose whatever seems to have higher moral value. This is why I've never been able to play Postal, which looks like it could be a lot of fun if I could just get out of my head a bit about policing my own morality. I suspect if I played Postal, I would just go through the game either without killing anybody or killing everybody and then feeling bad for the rest of the day. But while this seems harmless, and by no means is anyone required to be immoral in fiction worlds, considering that these games include immoral choices means that I have missed out on possibly interesting content from my favorite titles. For instance, every time I start a Fallout 3 playthrough, I actually started one recently, I know exactly how the entire thing is going to play out. I'm going to follow the main quest line, help anyone that I come across, and finish with good to very good karma. I'm going to help Moira and find dog meat. I'll try to go back to Vault 101 and help. When I come across someone being attacked by raiders and they get killed, I'll reload my game and try to save them just for my own conscience. At no point during the game will I kill Moira with a grenade or plant mines around the Church of Eden. On rare occasions, I sided with Mr. Tenpenny, but really that was only because I wanted to see what it was like owning a room at Tenpenny Tower. I preferred to let the ghouls out on Tenpenny Tower, but even then, that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. In Fallout New Vegas, this was all made worse by the reputation system, because I wanted to be on everybody's good side. But of course, I couldn't join Caesar's Legion because they were crazy murderers. But you know, I can't judge them too harshly because I never tried to step in their shoes and see what their faction is all about. I assume that I would not align with their perspective, but you know, maybe I would learn something. It's like dodgeball. The people on the other team are my friends, but I'll throw this ball at them anyways just for fun. While I know there are characters that cannot be killed within the Fallout games, and lots of situations that would be more entertaining within Moral Framework, it makes me wonder what kind of experiences I would have run into if I was more of a wild man. My focus in the games is always to be a moral protagonist who saves the world, and you know, maybe that's what I like out of games. To enter a fictional world and do what I would do if it was really me there. Well, at least for the most part. There are plenty of examples of things that I would do in a game and that I wouldn't do in the real world, excluding obvious things like killing or extreme physical achievements. What I'm talking about is stealing and destruction, and things that are similar. Of course, these are the lightest moral crimes, and I would even say in real life. Though, I have to say I love stealing in video games, especially when it comes from NPCs. Some of my fondest memories of playing Oblivion were waiting for people to go to sleep so I can sneak into their stores and their houses to steal their mild loot. I really think my favorite part of the game was joining the Thieves Guild. I played Thief Simulator and had a similar feeling, but nothing near as fun and immersive as bribing the beggar in the Imperial City waterfront to tell me about Grey Fox, and then joining the Thieves Guild and stealing from the designated people. For me, this kind of thing is only fun when I'm stealing from NPCs. For instance, when I steal from another player in a game, maybe in Minecraft or Gary's Mod or something, I feel guilty in the same way I would in real life. I end up feeling like I should return the thing I stole or repay them in some way. One last example of my morality preventing me from having fun in video games is Grand Theft Auto.
It's the place, you're a shell.
Go fuck yourself. Are you some kind of pure morally justifiable asshole? What, because you're totally psychotic, somehow it's okay?
I'm honest, all right? You're the hypocrite.
Oh yeah, you're a fucking hero, so far above it all.
Oh yeah? Well, I'm not above ripping open your fucking chest to see what's replaced your heart.
Rip it open! See what's there, baby, because I'm ready.
Hello? Oh, ladies, what's up?
Fuck off!
It is one of the only games that I can play with both my younger brother and my girlfriend because there is just so much to do, and just the driving alone is really fun to watch. I remember when GTA 5 came out and my younger brother was playing and doing what the game does best, going on insane rampages. When he was driving through crowds of people, blowing away the entire police department, and even going through the strip club, it was a really difficult situation for me and my other family members to navigate because we couldn't understand the moral detachment that is necessary to play video games. It took time for us to realize that there was nothing wrong with his rampages through the city, that it was just part of the game. I mean, how hard of a stance can I make for the thousands of raiders I killed in Fallout games, or for the splicers in BioShock? How much can I really care about my environmental destruction in Minecraft, or the godless amount of animals I killed, when I could have just baked some potatoes? The truth is, these considerations don't matter, because there is no reason to project popular morality onto video games. The pedestrians my brother runs over in Grand Theft Auto might as well be dots Pac-Man eats, or the ghost Luigi sucks into his poltergeist. It doesn't matter if I kill a raider in Fallout 3, or Moira in her shop. The only thing that matters is that the game is played to its full value, and experienced that any way the player wants. This is all okay for the same reason that it is okay to enjoy superhero movies where hundreds of people are crushed off camera by a collapsing skyscraper. It is okay for the same reasons that it's okay to listen to music with violent lyrics, or any violent media for that matter. And for those who believe that video games can make a person violent, consider this quote from European psychologist article, 25 Years of Research on Violence in Digital Games and Aggression. The impact of violent digital games on player aggression is, at best, mixed and cannot support unambiguous claims that such games are harmful or represent a public health crisis. Anyway, to wrap up my thoughts, I think I have severely limited myself by always trying to be moral in video games. I believe the correct way to play a game is to accept its fictional nature and behave in whatever way brings you the most enjoyment. I would like to end this off with an intro paragraph to an essay I wrote called "Video Games Are Not a Waste of Time." Ever since the creation of video games, there has been a general understanding that the activity is inherently a waste of time and even damaging to mental health. Critics point to the violence found in most popular video game titles as evidence that the youth are overexposed to content that could mentally scar them. The prevailing opinion suggests that those who participate in video game culture are more likely to commit acts of violence or develop antisocial characteristics. What is typically misunderstood or possibly ignored is the array of benefits afforded to gamers, such as improved problem solving and independent de-stressing. Today, there are few outlets for one to express their more adventurous and thrill-seeking side. Additionally, there are even fewer outlets available to the physically impaired. When someone ignores these emotions, they are subject to mood disorders such as depression or anxiety. Research has proven the capability of video games to teach self-motivation in players, provide a training ground for people suffering from social anxiety, and improve adults' visual acuity. The old view of video games wasting away the youth has succumbed to the much more positive reality that research has uncovered. Though many people believe that video games cause anxiety and violent behavior, research has found that playing video games can be stress-relieving, challenging, and a mediator for aggression and social anxiety. Thank you. My name is Calvin. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think below, and have a nice day.